Hey everyone. First of all, I want to thank the students from CCH for not only participating in our project at Museum London, but also showing such enthusiasm and being involved in doing such a great job. Uh, I've worked with lots of classes. I've never had a class take so many photos before, and it's made for some really great results. So I'm just showing you this as an example of what some of that stuff looks like. And I want to thank Devin and the great team at Museum London as well, obviously. So here I've added all of the photos for the small um, radio. And there are, I think, whoever did this took 334 photos. So step one, what I have to do is I have to go to a process called align photos, and that's where the program I use tries to triangulate where this object must have been in 3D space by cross-referencing the photos. And you can see here that 332 out of the 334 aligned. There are just two images that didn't work. Sometimes if the lighting, like the sun, hid behind a cloud for a second, the lighting quality drops. Sometimes that could do it. Sometimes if the image is a little blurry, right? I mean, just think of yourself as you take pictures of the world. There are some photos that you delete instantly. Well, I had to get rid of those too, right? So the first step is what's called tie points, right? So these, it looks semi-solid, but it's actually a collection of small dots. So when you zoom in, you can really see. So here's a table. You can see it's just a collection of dots. So each dot here represents a point in 3D space that the program was able to identify. And I mentioned too that one of the great things about this process is it captures everything, and you can see all these dots way off in the distance in the room, right? So you remember here, this red area right here. If you remember, there's a really big red wall in the space where we're in. I'm going to assume that's where the red wall is, or was rather. And this is the setup of the radio, and this is the front. And over here is the back. There's the cord. For the group that did this, you could probably almost situate yourself in the room, right? So over here, these blue dots, I'm going to guess maybe from the window and might represent the outside world, right? The sky itself. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Not sure though. Could also, I think there's a blue rug over here too. Could be that. And these other dots just represent various spaces or various locations in the room itself. So the next stage, I had to create a 3D model. From that, and it's simple. It's as simple as just going to build 3D model. And this looks a little rough, right? But this is what an initial version could look like. And it looks so bumpy. That's okay. I used a process called smoothing where I just kept smoothing the model until it got to a much smoother surface than this. And we got to a point that it looked like this. And I added a texture as well. So I just said build texture. And so the program uses that same sort of information collected about the model to recreate the texture. And so this is what it looks like. And you notice it's not completely perfect yet. There are some small imperfections like that. And you can see where I tried to cut away some of the polygons or 3D objects like the table. But as a 3D model, this is pretty good, right? I mean, we can see the dial there nicely. You could even, it's a little dark, but you can even make out the logo on the back and some of the text on there as well. So yeah, I just want to give you an update as to what this process can actually look like and show you what one of our early models looks like as well. And once again, thank you so much for participating, and I'll try and share a few more um, models with you over the coming days.